Hi there everyone, Helena from Scratch Magazine here. Hope you're all well, and I'm joined by the lovely Ali Jackson. Hello Ali.
Good afternoon.
Hi, and Ali is the owner of Pink Nail Salon in Shifnal, and she's also a volunteer for Look Good, Feel Better. Now, some of you may have heard of Look Good, Feel Better. It does some amazing work, and it's a charity that's been around for about 26 years now. And it helps boost the physical and emotional well-being of people that are living with cancer through offering workshops for the likes of hair, makeup and nails. Now, Ali, you've been a volunteer for Look Good, Feel Better for a number of years. So tell us about your background and how you got involved with the charity.
Okay, so I used to have a proper job before I went into nails. I worked in corporate training and loved it. Really enjoyed it, but about 21 years ago I found a mole on my leg that I was a bit suspicious about. Long story short, it was a melanoma and I had to have some treatment for it. So I went to my local hospital in Wolverhampton and they looked after me, and then I had a period of time off work, obviously recuperating after that. And it was during that sort of quiet time that I started mulling over whether I would want to go back to that job or do something different and do something that I really loved. And I've always loved the beauty industry, and I just happened to see, we went to a ladies event and a local nail technician was doing a demo of acrylic nails, and I was like, oh, I love that.
That's what I want to do.
I want to do that. I think I could do that. So bit of research, found Creative Nails, did my training with them and left my other job to enable me to practice and set up a business. But at the same time, I needed to earn some money. So I went to work in our local Debenhams and I worked for Shifnal, who are one of the fabulous supporters of Look Good, Feel Better that I'd never heard of. And they said, would you like to get involved in the skincare workshops? I was like, yeah, definitely. Back at the hospital where I'd been looked after. So it seemed the right thing to do. So I turned up and helped to deliver those workshops and just got chatting. It was literally a chance conversation one day with one of the nurses there. And we got talking about the fact that I'd retrained to be a nail technician. So yeah, that was how I became involved with Look Good. And actually I'm still on, although I don't do it a lot, I'm still on their books as a beautician to deliver their skincare workshops. And I do go and do it occasionally.
Because it's a brilliant initiative as well. I mean, it's in the title, Look Good, Feel Better. It really helps people that have been affected by cancer or that are going through treatment to look good and feel better. And before the pandemic, I believe that volunteers, professionals, beauty professionals such as yourself, were going into places like hospitals, I think 140 locations across the UK, I believe, and doing a staggering amount of workshops, and it just showed that the demand was there. I believe it was 1,650 group sessions were held in 2019, so that's pre-pandemic. And obviously that just shows how worthwhile this charity is and the work that you're doing to support these people and make them look good in some of their darkest hours and make them feel better about it. But obviously pandemic hit, and everything's had to move online, and Look Good, Feel Better has been very quick in moving.
Oh, they were really quick, yeah,
online,
yeah.
Which is brilliant, showing that support's still there. But you have been very instrumental in the nail care workshops. So tell us about those.
Okay, so yeah, I think they got their skincare workshops online within 2 weeks of the pandemic hitting. I can't say that I was particularly aware of that. I was too involved in trying to sort out what I was going to do with my business and what was happening around us. So, but then I got a call from a lady there called Lisa Curtis, who she's like a best friend now. We're in contact all the time, and she heads up the new projects there. And she said, are you still doing your nail workshops at New Cross? And I said, yes. She said, well, how would you fancy running them for us on Zoom for Look Good, Feel Better. And what I'd been doing, it just going back to when I first went to the hospital with Look Good, Feel Better. The chance conversation that I had with one of the nurses was, these workshops are brilliant because they address the physical signs of treatment on people's skin and hair, but often their nails are affected by treatment as well. Not always, it's very much dependent on the individual and the actual treatment that they're having. But she said, do you think we could do something along similar lines and actually take people through the process of doing a manicure on themselves, and literally use the blueprint of the Look Good, Feel Better workshops? And I was like, well, we could give it a go, couldn't we? We could try and see if it works. And the hospital were great about letting us use a room. The Macmillan Centre were brilliant about coordinating the patients. And I turned up and we got some, I can't even remember where we got the kits from. Somebody must have, I don't know whether the hospital paid for them, I can't remember. And we gave all the ladies a kit with all the basic items that they needed to look after their nails. And I literally talked them through how to do a basic manicure. And we ran that trial session with about 12 ladies on it. And 17 years later, we're still there. And from that day on, we've been self-funding. We've done, between ourselves and supporters of our workshops, we've fundraised to provide the kits for the ladies. And we've just carried on, and that's how it started. So we've had, well, I've never counted, but obviously hundreds and hundreds, not as many as Look Good, Feel Better, but hundreds of ladies go through our workshops at the hospital. And we've tried to launch it in other areas, but which you remember, because you did an article for us a few years ago. But it just you know, it's quite a big project really, and it needed the whole sort of angle of people to make it work. And but we've just carried on with it at Wolverhampton. Part way through, when it got really popular, I mean, I'm still friends with some of the ladies that were on that first workshop.
That's lovely though, but isn't it like a community feel? I mean, it's not just about the nails, the makeup, the hair. Obviously, that's a big part of it because that's, you know, making people feel better about themselves. But it's having that networking opportunity and to talk to people that are going through similar things, finding those same difficulties. And it's such a personal thing. I mean, the beauty is personal anyway, but beauty when you've got you know, an amazing group of people there that all want to support each other and chat, it's inevitable that you're going to make great relationships, isn't it?
Absolutely. And without fail, they always comment when we put something on Facebook about it. So I know it had a really positive effect on them. As a result of the sessions becoming so popular, I needed somebody to help me. So I persuaded my sister, who was a manager for a legal firm at the time, and said, well, you've been my nail model ever since I started. I reckon you could come and help me. So she did a course, she came and helped me. She loved it to the point where she changed her career and she became a nail technician as well.
I mean, the power of the nail industry knows no bounds, does it really?
You're absolutely right. And I do wonder, just sort of going off at a tangent, I just do wonder how many young women might be in this situation in lockdown now and doing similar to what I did, thinking, am I really going to go back to that job, or should I do something that I've always wanted to do? I'm sure that will happen. And the way our industry is actually improving, and you know, with the help of people like Marion and Lisa Smith, I just think it's always been a great industry for women to be in. So I think a lot of positive might come out of it. But yeah, Helen came to work with me, and so we run the salon together, and we've carried on working on the workshops together. So when Lisa rang and said, do you think you could do this online? I was like, I don't know how to use a computer. I haven't got a clue. Oh, where do I start? And she said, don't worry about that. we will do all that. We've been doing our skincare confidence boosting workshops since last March on Zoom, and it's working really well. So will you give it a go? So I did, and they loved it, and it's gone really well. The feedback from the ladies that have come on the sessions has been, I mean, need tissue a few times, I have to say, because for us it's just nails, it's just what we do, it's just what we know, but you don't realise the impact of having a problem with them, and then being able to work out a way of helping yourself to make them better. You know, the impact of that is clearly quite significant.
Definitely. And I think nails are such a confidence booster as well when you've got lovely nails. And you know, it's great having your makeup done and doing your makeup, but I think, like many of us in lockdown, we haven't been doing our hair properly, we haven't been putting makeup on, you know, God forbid, partners and family and friends that we're living with, sorry about that. But when it comes to nails, you personally see your nails, you use your hands constantly, and so when they're maybe they're suffering from effects of an illness, for example, or they're not looking their best for whatever reason, it does give that confidence boost. It does make you feel better to have them done. So, I mean, talking about the effects of cancer on nails, what effects are there?
I mean, the thing is that a lot of technicians might not, you know, they might not see it very often, because usually, you know, the ladies just stop coming and having their appointments, so we don't always get a chance to see the problems while they're actually happening. We see the after effects, but things like, you know, obviously we know that some chemotherapies, ladies' hair will fall out. It affects the formation of the nail. It can affect the formation of the nail in the matrix, so that when the nail grows through, it can have dents and grooves, which, of course, as they grow further towards the free edge, means that nail is very thin, so it will break off. So they can have corrugations in the nail, a lot of dryness, cracked skin around their nails, peeling, and some, unfortunately, can actually lose the nail from the nail bed. You know, it can be very, I've seen some extreme cases, but fortunately that doesn't happen very often. And actually with some very simple techniques, you know, you can actually show people that they can at least make their hands and their fingers comfortable, because the nerve endings, that's the other thing.
Sensitivity, isn't it?
Sensitivity, yes, numbness, yeah.
But when, in terms of moving to online and the nail care workshops themselves, tell us about the structure of them. What's involved? What kit do your attendees have to have? How do these nail workshops work?
Well, Look Good Feel Better invite ladies to join. They put advertising out. Anybody who thinks that they might be interested in attending one of the workshops, or know somebody who'd like to attend, it's Look Good Feel Better UK on all their social media. So they can go directly to Look Good Feel Better and ask to join a workshop. They're allocated a time. They come onto Zoom, and we're there waiting to welcome them. In the meantime, they're sent a list of products that, if they can get them, and they can join in while we're actually going through the manicure, that's ideal. For some ladies, and actually one of the really great things about doing it online is that sometimes the lady, she might not feel particularly well that day. It may be too much to think, I've got to get in my car, drive to the hospital, park, walk in, sit in a room and do all of that. But with this, she can just sit in her living room with a cup of tea and just join in. And if she doesn't want to actually do anything while the session's going on, well, that's fine. She can still have that experience and share it with the other ladies. But we basically advise them to get, of course, number one, a cuticle oil.
Oh, yeah, of course, tick.
Cuticle oil, a really good soft glass vial. hand cream, a non-acetone nail polish remover, and then we talk about painting techniques. So obviously ideally they'll get a base coat, a colour and a top coat. We talk about ridge fillers and some topical treatments, but mainly it's their oil, their file, base colour, top coat, hand cream.
Brilliant. And how long are these sessions and how often are you holding them at the moment?
They last usually about 2 hours. Mm-hmm. So by the time we've introduced everybody and they've said hello to each other. I mean, the first session I did, there was a lady in Northern Ireland, there was a lady in Scotland, there was a lady in Devon.
Wonders of technology.
Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing. So once we've done all the intros, and I always go through first of all to find out what issues they're having, and even the one I did on Tuesday evening, one of the ladies didn't want to ask a question publicly. She put it in the private chat message. She obviously perhaps thought that the issue she was having was just her.
Yeah.
And so I was able to address that and say, this happens a lot. Mm-hmm. She got staining on her nails. That's one of the other after effects, dark black almost stains. Right. So yes, we go through the issues that they're having, and then I literally talk them through the product, why you use it in the way that you do, why you use it when you use it, mm-hmm. How you're going to get the benefit out of each product, simple filing techniques, do's and don'ts. Lots of people like to use nail hardeners. We advise against that. We advise mainly to use their cuticle oil, and literally I'll talk them through some techniques of how to paint, some little hints and tips. So by the time we've finished, if they haven't done both hands, they've usually done one hand. Yeah. And they've got a little bit more idea about how they can look after their hands and nails themselves. So it takes about 2 hours. And you asked me how many sessions they're running. Well, the response that Lisa had when she started to sort of talk about this to some of her volunteers who work on skincare, mm-hmm. fabulously, a couple of girls have come through and said, well, I do nails as well. So at the moment, there's a small team of us, and we're putting the sessions out at the moment. So they're almost every month. I think sometimes they're 2 a month. So we're already starting to get this session out there, and ladies are benefiting from it. So it's fab.
Oh, it's not just for women either, because I know that Look Good Feel Better is doing a lot of workshops for men on skincare and grooming as well. So it's important to note that the men are being excluded. They're very much involved.
Can be affected as well. So, obviously they're not going to want to paint them, but the core advice of why and how to use a cuticle oil, what the difference is between different nail files and why they shouldn't be using a metal nail file. All of those things are relevant to men as well as ladies. So yeah.
Brilliant. It's such an amazing charity. It's fantastic that, in these difficult times, the charity, with your help on the nail care workshops, has been able to move that education and that support to an online platform. So I guess that for anyone that wants to get involved or attend a workshop, if you are going through cancer treatment, or you have your nails, your skincare has been affected by cancer treatment, and you just want to look good, feel better, then lookgoodfeelbetter.co.uk, you can inquire there about booking onto a workshop.
They don't actually have to be having problems with the after effects. It's for anybody who's got that sort of cancer diagnosis, because the lovely 2-hour session that you sit talking about something completely different to your health, the benefit and the well-being from that is so beneficial. So yeah, I would advise anybody who knows anybody who might benefit from it, get in touch with Look Good Feel Better UK and get booked on the sessions, because they're fab. They're just fabulous.
I think it's that bit of respite as well, isn't it? It's 2 hours where, you know, we're all kind of stuck in our homes pretty much at the moment, and, you know, with the same family members potentially, or not having much contact with the outside world. And so having those 2 hours to kind of talk to people that are going through similar things, but also just having a chat is just a lovely thing to do.
I think one of the core principles of the sessions, which was why I loved it in the first place, is that it's a period of time where, you know, they can talk about something else, not about their illness. We don't encourage them to. I don't want to know anything about their illness, anything about their treatment. All I'm there to do, and all the Look Good Feel Better skincare beauticians are there to do, is to deal with the effects that they are experiencing. It's not for us to assume that because they've got redness that's a problem for them. It might not be. So we're there to be a resource for them, and you know, have 2 hours of lovely, girly, nice chat.
Well, it's funny you say it, because we've just had a lovely testimony on our comments that says, you know, the sessions are really down to earth, everyone feels really comfortable, everyone can have a laugh, relax, and get great practical tips and support. So that's it in a nutshell, isn't it? These workshops, the virtual ones, are amazing. And I think when I think you're set at the moment, you've got everything under control with the nail care workshops. And if people want to sign up, they can go to lookgoodfeelbetter.co.uk, or get in touch via Look Good Feel Better's social media, but make sure you find the UK address. So on Instagram,
and spread the word, because, you know, you often hear that I'll mention that charity, and people say, oh, I've never heard of it, you know, but they're massive. They've been here over 25 years, you know. They do such great work. That spread the word, everybody. And at some point in the future, we may be looking for some more nail techs to come on board. And I know that you at Scratch, I know you'll support us with that. But at the moment, that's fine. We've got plenty of nail techs, but we really want lots of people to benefit from the session. So do please spread the word. That would be fabulous.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much, Ali, for joining us today, and well done for all the fabulous volunteer work that you're doing and to help making these people look good.
I get a lot out of it. Trust me, I get a lot. I've just thought of something before we finish. Could I just mention, on the Look Good Feel Better website, Marion Newman did 2 fantastic videos for them that are permanently on the website. They're about 5 or 10 minutes long each. So even if somebody can't access the sessions now, they can go on and look at those videos, and she literally talks you through what we do on the workshop. And so that resource is sitting there waiting for people already. So sorry, I did want to mention that.
It's a very important point. I've watched them and they are fantastic, and they really talk you through, you know, what's happening to your nails or could happen and how to care for them as well. So yeah, if maybe you're not quite ready for a workshop, then that's a great option as well. But Ali, thank you so much for joining us today.
I'm so grateful, Helena. It's been lovely, and it's nice to talk about something positive, isn't it?
It is indeed. And making people look good and feel better, you know, when they're going through dark times personally, and we're in a bit of a predicament as it is at the moment, in a time where we're all in need of some positivity as well. So thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. It's been lovely.
All right, take care, Ali. Bye. See you later.